respected masters, elders, and my dear sisters and brothers. The topic given to me today is spirituality and mental wellness. So in the next 10 minutes, I'm going to share my views on this topic. We don't have a lot of time, so I'll try to make it as concise as possible. So what I would like to approach today is to structure this presentation in 3 segments. Let's quickly see what exactly is spirituality. Then, mental wellness. What exactly we mean by mental wellness? After exploring these 2 topics, we will try to see by practicing spirituality, how can we gain mental wellness? Then we will conclude. This is the structure of the topic. So let's pick up the first topic. What exactly is spirituality? We heard the spirituality since yesterday. The term we are hearing the spirituality since yesterday. Every talk, everybody mentions about spirituality. But what exactly is spirituality? Unfortunately, there is not a common definition. It's a broad definition we can make. In my view, this is only my view, spirituality means, I think the light is coming to the eyes. The light, shift the light, please. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Spirituality means connecting something to higher, something higher. That is the broad definition of the spirituality. What is that higher? It can mean different things to different people. For some people, that higher is a God in heaven. For some people, the God in Kailash. For some people, it's an impersonal God. And for some people, it is the consciousness. But connecting something to higher is called as spirituality. And what exactly is the spiritual practices? A purposeful living, a focused lifestyle, aligning with the spiritual goal of connecting something to higher, and that is what is yoga. So that is one definition of spirituality. So spirituality in essence is connecting something to higher. Topic number 1. Let's move on to the topic 2. What exactly is mental wellness? Mental wellness is not just the absence of mental disease. A lot of people think that absence of mental disease means the mental wellness is there. Again, in my view, the mental wellness constitutes of 3 components. The first one, Acharya Vivekji talked, emotional intelligence or emotional control or emotional wellness using emotional intelligence. Because the emotions has to be appropriate and proportional to circumstances. If somebody says that you should not have emotion, that is wrong, because it is the emotions that makes us human. It is the emotions that makes us to act properly. But the problem is what? Sometimes the emotions are inappropriate. Where you need empathy, you will get angry. So that's a problem. So the emotions has to be appropriate and it has to be proportional to circumstances. This is the definition of Daniel Goleman. So if I need to be angry, let's say that I need to be 3 units of anger I need to have. What happens? I'll have 35 units of anger. That's a problem. So emotional intelligence, emotional wellness using emotional intelligence is certainly one component of the mental wellness. But when mental wellness goes beyond that, what I call as psychological wellness. So you should have the ability to think properly, not just the emotions. Like you should be able to think, you should be able to focus, you should be able to do the critical thinking, you should be able to connect the dots, and you should be able to arrive at conclusion. That is also part of wellness, mental wellness. Because if you say that your mental wellness is there, you should have these skills also. And the third topic is social wellness. Because you are not an isolated entity. You should be able to connect to the other people, you should be able to connect to the other beings, and you should have some harmony with other people. So in my view, these constitute the mental wellness. So we saw what exactly is spirituality. We saw what constitute of wellness, meaning mental wellness. Now the interesting question, by spiritual practice, how can I gain the mental wellness? So any spiritual practice, if it is going to give me emotional wellness or psychological wellness or social wellness, I would say that gives me mental wellness. Spirituality facilitate mental wellness. There are hundreds of thousands of spiritual practice because our definition is very broad. So there can be a lot of practices that fits into this category. So in the interest of time, I'm going to just take the spiritual practices from Bhagavad Gita because that is my favorite book. So the Bhagavad Gita, one of the major spiritual practice advised in the Bhagavad Gita is Karma Yoga. We all know that. What exactly is Karma Yoga? Simple definition, proper work with proper attitude. What is proper work? You cannot do anything which is beyond the dignity of a human being. The simple technique given by the Bhagavad Gita is Ishwararpana Buddhi. So offer your activities to God, whatever God you believe in. So imagine that you are worshipping Ishwara and your action is your worship. Do you pick any action that doesn't fit to that standard? So if I'm cheating somebody, does that qualifies to be a offering to Ishwara? Absolutely not. So that is number one, Ishwararpana Buddhi. And the second one is called Prasada Buddhi. When you get the results of our action, where we have control in our action is to put our best. And after that, the results will come naturally. Sometimes it will be favorable, sometimes it will be completely opposite. So we should have the grace to accept whatever comes after putting my best effort. It is not leading to inaction. The famous sloka of Bhagavad Gita tells that. So if you practice this Karma Yoga, Bhagavad Gita tells, one is that Yogam, Samatvam Yogam Uchyati. You gain that equanimity of the mind. Equanimity of the mind means irrespective of the circumstances, my mind will not go up or down. Isn't it mental wellness? That's number one. Then the Karma Yoga gives a lot of advantage because Karma Yoga, the definition of Karma Yoga in the 3rd chapter, Krishna tells, all of us are driven by our likes and dislikes. See, I may like junky food. So the doctor told me that don't eat it. But when I get into a buffet, what I will do? I will jump into the tasty food. Why? Who is controlling me? My likes and dislikes are controlling me. So Bhagavad Gita tells what exactly the Karma Yoga is going to give me. Control over your raga dvesha, likes and dislikes. It's okay to have likes and dislikes, but don't come under their sway. If my likes and dislikes, if it's not against dharma, follow it. Otherwise, don't do it. If you practice that, that also leads to the mental wellness. Why? Whenever I do a work, the two things that is going to prevent me from executing that work properly are two things. One is the past worries. The second one is future anxieties. When you practice Karma Yoga, what you are gaining is freedom in action. You will be able to execute your best. That is Karma Yoga. So naturally you can see, by practicing Karma Yoga, your mental wellness will be increased. There is absolutely no doubt. This is not a matter of belief. This is proven. This is not a post-mortem reward. You can practice here the Karma Yoga and immediately, within months, you will see the results. Krishna tells, right? Solpam apyasya dharmasya trayate mahato mahavya. It is not just either you don't get it or you get it. No, whatever little you practice, you will get that much benefit. So this is the beauty of Karma Yoga. The second practice highlighted in the Bhagavad Gita is Upasana Yoga. Upasana Yoga, it's a big term, but on a broad scale, all the meditation techniques, all the devotional activities comes under the Upasana Yoga. I don't have to explain you the benefit of meditation. Meditation is going to give you relaxation. Meditation is going to give you concentration. You can use meditation to develop values. So meditation practices always gives us, it's a spiritual practice and it increases your mental wellness. Apart from meditation, you have the preparation of the meditation. Bhagavad Gita gives a beautiful sloka. Yuktahara viharasya, yukta cheshtasya karmasu, yukta sopnavabodhasya, yogo bhavati dukkha. Appropriate activity, not too much, not too less. Appropriate recreation, not too much, not too less. Appropriate food, not too much, not too less. Quantity and quality. And appropriate sleep, not too much, not too less. Krishna tells that is going to bring emotional wellness as well as the mental wellness. Do you think anything more than this, is there anything in the wellness modern world? This is the best definition of wellness. So, Upasana Yoga, Karma Yoga, and the third thing is the Jnana Yoga. What is Jnana Yoga? Jnana Yoga is the process, it is going to educate myself about my own true nature. Because the Vedanta and Gita tells me that your true nature is not what you think you are, but it is something higher. It is the consciousness, the universal consciousness is my true nature, but I am not aware of that. Jnana Yoga is the systematic process to educate about yourself. A simple example will make it very clear. Imagine that you're having a dream, like a bad dream, in which you're suffering a lot. What is the solution of that problem? If you know your true nature, if you know that your true nature is the waker, then that problem vanishes. So this is what the Jnana Yoga tells. It reveals the true identity of yourself. It reveals the true identity of yourself that you are the consciousness which is not subjected to birth, growth, decay or death. And this is going to give you the ultimate strength and ultimate courage. And this also constitutes to mental wellness. So in summary, all the spiritual practices we said, Karma Yoga, Upasana Yoga and Jnana Yoga leads us to spiritual wellness. So with that, let me just summarize what we said. We defined spirituality as connecting something to higher. And what constitutes mental wellness is your emotional wellness, your psychological wellness, and your social wellness. And the practices given in Bhagavad Gita, Karma Yoga, Upasana Yoga, and Jnana Yoga definitely leads us to different aspects of this mental wellness. And there are a lot of practices given in the Bhagavad Gita, which I am not talking. Focus, for example. Physical health, for example. There are so many, and social connectivity, for example. It's all there. But we can talk about that in another occasion. Thank you very much.